Hello everyone, my name is Irsa Motahari from Law College and this is my co-speaker, Jimson.
Hello, this is Jimson Lemos, and we both are from the same college. And today we are going to discuss about lack of legal protection for women in India, gender equality under SG5. My friend would start with the introduction.
So my basic idea is that we've been in India for so long and decades of what we've seen constantly is so many laws put in place for women, but I don't see them being put in action. Over the time, we can all agree that we've become so desensitized towards such a horrific thought of rape and such a horrific thought of molestation and other such experiences that women face every 16 minutes in India. These stories get blurred between the lines of news articles that we see, and we don't really take the time to actually consider that these are actual beings, these are actual women that deserve protection, they need legal protection. And today, the topic at hand actually happens to be legal protection of women in general in India. So, Jimson, let me know what you feel about domestic protection in workplaces.
Absolutely agree with you because these problems are prevalent from the Vedic period. This is not something which is very modernized. Today, in the 21st century, we can see more than 1,000 years we have passed. This is 2021, and women are still raped. Women are being harassed. As we know, in an emotional statement, as women say that every single woman either has been touched, either has been groped, either has been harassed, either has been raped. Do you think, Irsa, this is a period where we should concentrate upon these things because women are being treated as objects? Women at workplace, women traveling in trains. Why is this so? What do you think about these things?
You know, Jimson, it's funny you mentioned because Section 3 of the Indian Constitution, like it states equal rights. It states that through the years, India has now, after the Constitution being constituted in 1950, a result of 2 years of negotiation. This document is is the longest and most detailed
Sacred.
contemporary democracy today. According to paper, however, under Article 13 of the Bill of Rights, it's applicable to only matters concerning laws that are already put into place, legislation that are already put into place. So, equal rights, personally, one on one, is something that's not brought into question under even our Indian Constitution.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Irsa, I feel that importance of protection for women is very necessary. The first landmark judgment, as I'm quoting Vishaka versus the state of Rajasthan, where Bhandari Devi was raped, gang raped. You know, the Vishaka guidelines which came into picture in 1997, and after 16 years, after the Nirbhaya rape case, it took the government realized that we need to enact a law, enact a proper different act which can give protection for women. The Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace and Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act came after 16 years. 16 years after Vishaka versus the state of Rajasthan. Do you feel that the heinous rape case of Nirbhaya gives a justification that Indian law system still thinks that women are supposed to be the puppets of men?
I feel even after the Vishaka guidelines that were put into place after Bhandari Devi's case, where she was raped and right in front of her husband, because of the fact that she tried to stop a child marriage in her family, which is absolutely disgusting. The legal landscape from then has obviously changed significantly, especially after acts like the Posh Act that was put into place in 2013, and that basically became the common law for a work environment for the formal and for the informal sector, for women to feel protected, for women to feel like they have somewhere to go to, a committee that they can speak to. But even after all of that, it's the stigmatization, Jimson. It's the over the time that women have always been put in such a vulnerable position that even to go up to somebody, even to go up to their employer and try to explain themselves, it takes a lot. And especially women who aren't exposed to an environment that is more outspoken, these women really like sit within themselves and they don't have the nerve to really go and speak and express.
Irsa, it's like we are deep rooted into the patriarchal society. What do women deserve to have this existence of rape, domestic violence, acid attacks? You know, this sometimes it feels like, as a man also, I feel insecure roaming around people where rapes are prevalent, where people have this mindset that women are supposed to be in kitchen. Tum ja kitchen me. What is this thing? Like, even if I'm over dramatic about these things, but in this modern world, are you literally going to push a woman into a kitchen? Are you going to harass a woman just because your patriarchal roots, like your patriarchal deep roots, your misogyny, your ideology is something which is completely deep rooted into patriarchy, which is completely medieval. Do you think that women are supposed to be harassed even in this period?
Another case that recently had taken place a while back was of this woman that was being harassed for dowry, which is the most prevalent thing still in India, sadly. Even after so many years, harassed for dowry, and she was beaten every single day. But what did the husband do? He played loud music above him beating her so that the neighbors can't hear. So every day, women are pushed emotionally, women are pushed mentally, women are pushed like physically to try to serve these men. And even up till today, I feel like all these legislations that were put forth aren't ones that really in practice are something that really make women feel safe. And as a woman, I think I can speak for a large number of women. We've been in any environment possible, the most corporate environment possible, or the most local environment possible, and still you feel a sense of discomfort from from a random stranger. And why should you feel that way? Why should you feel encroached upon? Why should you feel that tomorrow, if I'm standing too close to this man's shoulder, maybe he might just brush past me or touch me? I don't think this is something that any woman should actually face at all.
A nation where 88 rapes on average were recorded daily. Why? It's I'm not analyzing by my own self. It is something written by the National Crime Bureau in 2019. 32,033 rapes in a single year. It's just after 7 years of Nirbhaya case. Where are we standing? Where is the legislation? Where is the judiciary standing right now? Where are we right now? Irsa, that is what I'm asking. As a nation which has been independent for the past 75 years, and women don't feel independent. Women feel like, as you said, as you stated, that even if I'm out of my house and I feel insecure because a stranger is standing besides me, he'll grope me, and you don't have any idea, you don't have any security with that man. Yeah, he can do that. He can do that. Absolutely, he can do that because the Indian law system is not that much strong, which can push the culprit into jail within some months, because it took the heinous crime of Nirbhaya. Even if I'm stating Mukesh Singh and ANR versus the state of NCT of Delhi and others, the Nirbhaya case, a landmark judgment. How can we call it a landmark judgment? It took 7 years for the culprits to be hanged. Is this Indian law system where the judiciary is waiting for the culprits? Like, I know the accused have their own, the criminals have their own rights. But where are we standing as a nation where a woman is killed, brutally raped?
It sets an example, it sets a tone for the people who are viewing those case proceedings to feel that they aren't heard. So many, the Nirbhaya case, Jimson, like you mentioned, was a case for so many women that they could probably draw parallels to, because there are so many women in such large numbers that are waiting for the Nirbhaya case decision to feel like they have been gotten justice, like they have seen somebody who has really used and abused a woman in a horrific way, actually getting a sense of feeling like a sense of like joy in their hearts after seeing something like this being like after them being hung, or something like what they have felt free, what they have felt like a sense of, because they have felt their own so many cases of being groped and touched and raped, and there are so many women that were silent about it. So through Nirbhaya's case, they drew parallels to her, and they were waiting for a judgment like this. So 7 years is a lot of time. I mean, I understand legal proceedings and I understand things like this obviously take a lot of time. But Jimson, just like how we were talking about the case related to
Dr. Larry Nassar. One parallel I want to bring in over here is about Dr. Larry Nassar, the case in the United States of America. What happened here is the 156 women came out against him. He was a sexual abuser, a child abuser. the United States Supreme Court sentenced him to 186 years of jail within almost not even a year, within 11 hearings. It is such a less time. You understand the level of the judiciary in United States of America. Why cannot India do that? India is a modernized nation, right? India is free. I can term it as an independent nation. Constitution guarantees every gender equal rights. So where are we standing right now? Where are we standing right now?
Like I mentioned it, our constitution is back from when it was created back in 1950, when it was put into motion in 1950. It's one of the longest and the most detailed system of contemporary democracy. So regardless of having a piece of paper that's this strong, regardless of having a piece of paper that ensures equal rights, regardless of having a piece like these papers for people feeling safe and feeling like this is the Bible, this is our book to feel safe. Even today, women still face so many discrepancies. Jimson, just like the case, we were having a conversation about the lawyer that's fought against the opposing side.
Rebecca John.
No,
are you talking about Rebecca? Oh, no. The Nirvaya's lawyer. Yes.
Absolutely. So even the case related to that, where the lawyer spoke and he said that अगर आपकी बेटी बाहर जा रही है और उन्होंने ऐसे कपड़े पहने हैं और अगर वो ऐसे रास्ते पे जा रही है तो she's inciting it basically. She's asking to be raped, and this is a lawyer, and this is a lawyer that sets the tone for people.
Absolutely. That is what I'm saying. When I was watching the interview in February 2020, when the culprits were supposed to be hanged, he was fighting. He was so aggressive. He's like, उसकी माँ कब थी जब उसका रेप हो रहा था. So what is he justifying? He is a lawyer, a noble profession which he's practicing. Constitution as his Bible, he's holding the Constitution and he is talking about what? Uski maa kidhar thi. So you're justifying, you as a man, you as a patriarch, you are a deep-rooted patriarchal misogynist man, you're justifying that rape is okay. I know it's your profession. I know you're supposed to practice your profession. Your profession comes first. But what is your ideology? How are you going to profess? Are you justifying that rape is not an offense? You can commit it.
Exactly the opinion I hold. I feel like even in a profession like this, where you are meant to hold a person's opinion and fight the case for what it is, at the end of the day, that is your profession. But your personal ideologies should be one that should be something that are comforting, that isn't something that's so horrid and so aggressive to even hear. And as a woman, when I heard something like that, when I heard a man say, yes, so why is she wearing clothes like that and walking out at this time? She was out on the streets. So then again, the onus comes on to the women to feel like I should be covering up or I shouldn't be going out after post 8 o'clock. Why should you feel that way in a country like this that is developing, and that legal system is put forth to make you feel safe? Why should you still feel this way?
Irsa, we are talking, leave apart Nirbhaya for a point. Let's talk about marital rape. Why are we completely excluding marital rape? Legally you're married, and in India, marital rape is not an offense. It's just a local offense under the Domestic Act. See, let me quote this one statement. Marital rape is still in existence in India. A disgraceful offense that has scarred the trust and confidence of every single woman. Because you're married and your husband can legally have sex with you without your consent. So it's rape. Sex without consent is rape, as the Section 375 completely says the definition of rape. You know, the National Commission's Women's Chief said that unless the beginning is made by recognizing marital rape in the draft National Policy for Women of 2016, we cannot go ahead and make laws to protect women from such offences. Do you agree with this, Irsa?
Jimson, one of the cases that I did want to cite in light of your conversation related to marital rape that you brought up is Oda versus State of Karnataka, where the Supreme Court observed that consensual intercourse cannot be considered rape despite false promises of marriage. So if a man lures a woman into getting married, false promises of marriage, and has intercourse with her, it's still not considered rape.
The Chairman Railway Board versus Chandrima Das, this case, the Supreme Court observed that rape is an offence under the Indian Penal Code, but it's not just a rape. it's a crime against the whole society. Then why is marital rape just a local offense under Domestic Violence Act 2005? We seriously need to understand this, right? That women are harassed every day, domestically, mentally, in every single sense.
Absolutely. Exactly what you said, Jimson, and that's exactly what I want to bring light upon. Domestically, in a corporate environment, in environments out locally, women feel harassed, women feel encroached upon, women feel like they are the target, and they are the ones that are asking for the attention when they shouldn't even be feeling that way in the first place. We shouldn't be feeling that way. So, I mean, over the course of time, I feel like even judgments that were put forth in a court of law, and I mean, this again is up to conversation, and this isn't an opinion, but this is just something that I have like over the time gathered an idea of Justice Pushpa, and I don't want to really speak into it much with a personal opinion, because I feel like this isn't something that I really have to have much of a say on in the sense of a legal understanding. But there are many cases, and the recent one was the skin touch case where the girl was groped, and she
Absolutely.
for groping her, and said that it's not considered groping if he hasn't touched her bare skin. And this is a case that viral. It went really berserk in the news. And even another case that she had a judgment of back in January 2015, where holding hands of a minor and unzipping her trouser, it does not amount to sexual harassment. And this is a case.
And she as a woman has the audacity to write such judgments. Also, let me quote one movie, Thappad, where it's clearly stated he like one slap. People after the movie, like I saw some reviews and people are like, "Ek thappad hi to mara, shadi kyun tod di? Like why did she take divorce?" So what is the mentality, guys? You need to understand that one slap. What proof do you have, and what is the security that he will not slap her again? Will it lead to more domestic violence? People here in India, let me tell you, the Lakshmi Agarwal case which happened, Lakshmi Agarwal was attacked by acid, hydrochloric acid was been thrown on her face. A landmark judgment came into picture where acid was been regulated. But if you see in 2019, more than 100 cases were reported. In 2019, more than 100 cases of acid attacks were been reported, even after regulation of acid. So where are we heading as a nation? Where judiciary, today's news, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud stated that only one woman judge, only one women Supreme Court justice is now there in existence after the retirement of Indu Malhotra. Do you feel women have proper representation in judicial services and in judiciary, in courts?
I feel like even over the course of time, I feel like women need proper representation. Women need to feel safe. And just to conclude our topic and just to properly summarize our understanding of this is a topic that can keep going on for days. This is a topic that is so it pulls such emotional strings for absolutely everybody who has an understanding towards concepts like rape and concepts like sexual harassment and actually consider them grave. So those people would actually feel like women still deserve, not only in paper but even in action, to feel safe and to feel like the legal system is backing them and to feel comfortable enough to speak out and speak about how they're feeling. And I feel like the onus should never be upon the woman to feel like she is the one that's in the wrong. And she should always feel like when she speaks, she's empowering every other woman out there. And I hope, and Jimson, I really hope that over the course of the year,
Absolutely. After the Me Too movement also now, I would like to tell that Priya Ramani, the recent case which happened. And as we are concluding this, Priya Ramani and her lawyer Rebecca John gave a statement. It's that women are powerful. This is the landmark judgment. Women are powerful. Even if the judiciary is somewhere lagging behind, women won't go behind. They will fight for their rights. They have and they are fighting for their rights every single day.
Absolutely. And that, I think, Jimson, should wrap up our conversation here. It has been a healthy conversation to have between you and I. Didn't really cover the whole spectrum of everything, but I think it just gave a just the understanding that we do consider things like this extremely grave, and we do consider that things like this should actually be given more light, shed more light upon, and should be more put in action for women to feel safe. And
absolutely.
amazing conversation, Jimson. Thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you so much, Irsa.
I hope that whoever is watching and listening to our video genuinely feels a sense of empowerment and sense of the fact that there are other people that hold the same opinion and really consider things like this gruesome and horrific. And you should always feel empowered to speak out.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.